Namaste. Namaste everyone. Welcome to second PUC physics class. We have seen how a nucleus is made up of different elements in the nucleus and their nature, nuclear force. Namaste. Welcome to the class. And nuclear force, the strongest force, and how they are bound together, how the nuclear force is attractive in the beginning, and if the distance is less than 0.8 Fermi, how it is repulsive, and binding energy per nucleon, and if binding energy per nucleon is more, then the nucleus is very stable, and all the things, right? And we try to draw binding energy per nucleon versus mass number, and we found that some elements have very less binding energy per nucleon. They are very unstable. So smaller elements which have less mass number, they combine together to form a heavier nucleus. Similarly, the heavier elements split to form a lighter nuclei. So we have seen all the types of nuclear phenomena in almost. So now we will work out some problems, how that Einstein's mass energy relation must be used, and what is how to calculate the binding energy if mass is given in atomic mass unit, or if it is given in kg and all. So we will go one by one. So here we have three problems. We will have to work out one more, and we will start from this problem. So this will be the easier one first. So what is the problem now? Calculate the binding energy per nucleon. So you have to calculate binding energy by mass number finally. Don't forget it. Binding energy per nucleon for deuterium 1H2. Mass of deuterium is given, mass of proton is given, and mass of neutron is given. So for this problem, if you want to work out this problem, basically you must know how deuterium is formed. Two hydrogen nuclei combine together to form the deuterium nucleus, and some amount of mass is lost in this process, and you will get finally the energy released. So 1H1 plus 1H1 gives 1H2, right, 1H1, 1H2, yeah, and then in neutrino and a positron, right, and plus NH. We know this fusion process, right? Two hydrogen nuclei combining together to form a deuterium and a neutrino, a positron and a neutrino. And of course, if you have the knowledge of this equation, it becomes easier. Now, two deuterium nuclei combine together to form a two protons, two hydrogen nuclei combine together to form a deuterium nucleus. That is enough for us now. So reactants are two protons, and product is the deuterium nucleus. So if you want to calculate what is the binding energy, it is the mass defect, right? Sum of the mass of the constituent nucleons minus mass of the nucleus. So if you take 1H2, this will be easier. So Z is 1. What is A minus Z? Number of neutrons, it is 2 minus 1, that is equal to 1. So there is one proton and one neutron, and that is one proton and one neutron. Now mass of the deuterium nucleus is already given. Now mass defect, Z into mass of each proton plus A minus Z into mass of each neutron minus mass of the nucleus, that gives the mass defect. If you convert it into energy by multiplying it by just 931.5 million electron volt, you will get the total energy in electron volt which is released during the process. That is given as the binding energy of the nucleus. Okay, so mass defect delta M is equal. First of all, we will calculate mass defect is equal to Z into mass of each proton. What is the Z? Atomic number 1 into mass of each proton. What is the mass of each proton? We will take it from here. Yeah, mass of proton 1.00728. 1.00728 plus A minus Z, that is already calculated, into mass of each neutron. What is the mass of neutron? It is 1.00867 atomic mass unit minus mass of the actual nucleus. Mass of the actual nucleus will be lesser. How much it is given? Mass of deuterium nucleus is 2.0141 U. So mass of the individual protons and neutrons minus mass of the nucleus. So what is mass defect? Mass defect delta m is equal to, so you have to calculate this. You should calculate even with all the decimal numbers, taking account into all these numbers. 1.00728 plus 1.00867, 1.00867. So that is equal to 2.01595. 2.01595 minus, so this is the answer for this one, minus this one, 2.0141. So that is equal to minus 2.0141. So mass defect will be very less, 0.00185 U. This is the mass defect. So this much of mass is lost while forming the nucleus, because actually what do we expect is the total this mass. The total mass of the nucleus is expected to be this much because it contains one proton and one neutron. But this is not the mass of the nucleus, it will be less. So when you subtract this, you will get 0.00185 U. Now how to convert it into energy? Energy conversion. Yeah, you know that one atomic mass unit, if it is completely destroyed into energy, and the energy obtained is 931.5 million electron volts, whereas if you destroy 0.00185 U, how much energy is obtained? So you can cross multiply it, just 0.00185 into 931.5 million electron volt, that is equal to 1.723 okay, 3 I'll write, million, so many million electron volt, that means into 10 to the power, because this itself is million electron volt, 1.723 3 into 10 to the power 6 electron volt. So this is in electron volts. Don't put this mass as E is equal to mc square, because this mass is not in kg, it is in U, atomic mass unit. So that is the answer, 1.7233. Let me check the answer once whether it is correct or wrong, because I have the worked out. Yes, this is correct. Binding energy of deuterium. Now binding energy per nucleon they are asking. What is the binding energy per nucleon? So binding energy per nucleon is equal to total binding energy divided by mass number A, that is equal to 1.7233 million electron volt divided by 2, correct? Because mass number is 2. So what is this? Divided by 2. That gives you 0.8616. So this is 0.8616 million electron volt. This is the answer. That should be the answer, 0.8616 million electron volt. Yeah, calculate the binding energy for deuterium is only per nucleon, yes, 0.8616 million electron volt. So this is how we calculate. First of all, find out the mass defect and multiply, find out the mass defect and multiply it to 931.5 million electron volt, because mass defect is obtained in atomic mass unit. Okay, we'll go to another problem. Right, this is over now. Right, we will go to this problem now. Right, what does this problem say? Calculate the energy released in joules by 0.5 milligram mass of uranium-235. You have 0.5 milligram mass of uranium-235. So you have to convert you have to make every nucleus in uranium-235 to undergo fission. Every nucleus, when it undergoes fission, it gives energy. It is given how much? In joules by 0.5 milligram mass of uranium-235 in the following reaction. Okay, reaction is given, of course. Energy released in one fission is not given, you have to calculate it. Rest mass of uranium-235 is given, rest mass of barium is given, krypton is given, neutron is given, everything is given. So when it is at rest, what is its mass? Its absolute mass with respect to us, those masses are given. Okay, now first of all what you have to do is you have to do this part. This part. This is the reaction which shows the fission of one uranium nucleus. How many uranium nuclei, such nuclei will be present in 0.5 milligram of uranium? That you have to calculate later, because 0.5, if you want to calculate what is the total number of uranium nuclei present in 0.5 milligram, you should go for the Avogadro number, because Avogadro number of molecules make a mass of A, right? That is 235 gram. Avogadro number of molecules of uranium-235 if you take, it weighs 235 gram. Then if 0.5 milligram is taken, how many molecules it will have? And how many atoms it will have? So many atoms, so many nuclei will undergo fission again and again and again, and totally it yields more energy, and so many times the energy released in one fission. First of all, we will find out what is the energy released in one fission. This equation gives you energy released in one fission. Only one fission. So how many fissions will occur? How many atoms will be present in this? So many fissions will occur. So it has two parts now. First of all, find out the energy released in this. Again, you have to find out a mass defect. How is the mass defect? You will have uranium-235 and neutron. They are fighting together. Neutron will be going to the nucleus of uranium-235. And when it is done, these are the reactants. These are the products. The mass of the products will be lesser, and mass of the reactants will be more. So when the reactants get converted into products, what happens is the mass has decreased. Where has that mass gone? That mass has gone in the form of energy. So that energy has to be calculated. So we will calculate delta M. In order to calculate delta M, we have to go for mass of products and mass of reactants. That's all. And this is a problem where you need to do only addition and subtraction and multiplication. That's all. So mass of products, we will write it here. Hope you can see it here. Mass of products. Yes. What are the masses of products? Yes, 1 uranium-235. What is the mass of uranium-235? Its rest mass. When it is at rest with respect to certain frame of reference, its mass is 235.044. 235.044. Mass of uranium, 235.044. Then one neutron mass, 1.009 U, 1.009. So what is the mass of products? 13.3, okay, this is 5.0632. 13.5063, yeah, 236.053 U. So this is the mass of products. But will it yield to the same mass after it becomes reactants? That means after uranium gets getting converted into barium and krypton, will be the mass same? No, it will be less, because some mass is lost in the form of energy. So how much mass is lost? Calculate the mass of products. This is the mass of reactants. Mass of reactants. Mass of products now. What product we get after the reaction has occurred? One barium nucleus. What is the mass of one barium? 140.918. 140.918 plus one krypton. One krypton, how much is the mass of one krypton? 91.885. 91.885 AMU, or atomic mass unit. 91.885, 140.918, and mass of 3 neutrons you have to put, not one neutron. Mass of 3 neutrons. What are the mass of 3 neutrons? 3 into 1.009, 27 and 3. 3.027, right? 27, 3. 3.027. So mass of one barium, one krypton, 3 neutrons. We have to put 3 neutrons here. Now what is the mass? This should be less than this mass, because products, reactants will have more mass and products will have less mass. Some mass is lost in the form of energy. So 1320, 2 in hand 3, 11, 13, 1 in hand 9, 9, 18, 1 in hand 4, 1, 5, and 13 and 2, 235.83. So 13, 20, 3, 11, 13 and 10, 18, 2, 3, 5, 13 and yeah, 2. This much. Is it less? 236 here, 235 here, it is less. So what is mass defect? Mass defect is difference in the masses of products and reactants. So 236.053 minus 235.83. Okay, 236.053, 235.83. Let us see the difference. That is delta M. That is equal to 3, 0 and 5 minus 3, 2. This is 10 minus 8, 2 and 5, 0 and everything is 0, I think. 0.223 atomic mass unit, right? 3, 5, 10, 6. So delta M is 0.223 U. This is the amount of mass that has been lost in every fission. Remember, in one fission, only one fission. And how many such fissions occur? Suppose that counts for 100 fissions. When 100 fissions occur, 100 times this mass will be lost. What is the energy release? You know, 1 U, 1 atomic mass unit yields how much energy? 931.5. How much this one will yield, right? So for that we will see how many fissions will occur. How to calculate how many fissions will occur? Because and you have taken 0.5 milligram of uranium. I will have to rub here some part of the problem because I need a space, right? I can rub this one. Hope you have followed this one also. Yes. Now, mass defect is 0.223 atomic mass unit, right? And how much this will be the energy now? Here we will calculate the energy here itself, right? Therefore, energy released per fission is equal to 1 atomic mass unit gives 931.5 million electron volt of energy. What about this one? 931.5 million electron volt into 0.223 in so many electron volt. Therefore, that is equal to 931.5 into 0.223 is equal to 207.725, right? Million electron volt, mega electron volt. This is the energy released in one fission, 207.725. Okay, so 45 is written as 5. This is the energy released in one fission. I have converted the mass defect of one fission into energy of one fission just by multiplying it by 931.5 million electron volt, because one fission yields so much of energy. Now, how many fissions can occur? Because we have 0.5 milligram of uranium. For example, if one mango weighs say some 200 gram, if I have 1 kg of mangoes, how many mangoes I will have? One mango weighs 200 gram. I have 1 kg of mangoes. Then I should have 5 mangoes, because 200 makes 1 kg, 1000 grams. 5 mangoes each of 200 gram makes 1000 gram, which is 1 kg. So how to calculate how many numbers of atoms are there in 0.5 milligram of uranium? Now 6.02, okay, how much is the mass number? 235 gram. 235 gram of uranium weighs, right? This is 1 mole, right? If you take 1 mole of uranium, it is 235 gram. 1 mole, that is 235 gram of uranium, contains 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. And if all the uranium is lost in the fission, means this many number of atoms will be lost in the fission. If you lose 235 gram of uranium, you will lose and these many number of atoms, and so many fissions will occur. But you have taken only 0.5 milligram 10 to the power 6 gram kg of or we will convert it into grams only, because this is 235 gram. So this is milligram to gram, 10 to the power minus 3 gram. How many atoms are there, right? 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms are you have to start from the reverse way. 235 gram, that is 1 mole of uranium, contains so many atoms. 0.5 milligram of uranium contains how many atoms? And all the atoms should undergo fission. One fission gives this much of energy. So every time you will have to recap what you are doing, because this is a long process. When you do that, somewhere you will be caught and you will not be knowing where to go and whether to come back and whether to move forward, where we are, what are we finding out now. So all those confusions will occur. So 235 gram, that is 1 mole, contains this many atoms. This much gram contains how many atoms? 235 gram. Let both be in gram. If you want to convert it in kg, convert both to kg. 235 gram contains Avogadro number of molecules or atoms, and 0.5 milligram gram contains how many atoms? So number of uranium 235 atoms. This is what I am calculating. So I have to do that now. Number of uranium atoms, 6.02 into 0.5 is equal to, divided by 235. 6.02 into 0.5 divided by 235. Okay, so this comes to 0.0128 into 10 to the power 20 atoms. 0.0128. Let me check it once. 6.02 into 0.5 divided by 235. That is equal to 0.0128 into 10 to the power 20 atoms. So many atoms are present in 0.5 milligram. Each atom will contain a nucleus. Each nucleus will undergo fission. If 0.5 milligram of uranium is lost, these many fissions will occur, and those many fissions will give how much energy if each fission gives this much of energy. Therefore, total energy released is equal to these many, this is the energy for one fission and these many atoms. What is the final question? Calculate the energy released in joules by, joules you can convert it later finally, by so much milligram of uranium in the following reaction. So therefore total energy released is every fission 207.725 into 10 to the power 6 electron volt of energy, but so many fissions will occur. 0.0128 into 10 to the power 20 atoms are there, so many nuclei, so many fissions. If all the nuclei undergo fission, so many fissions are possible. So that is equal to total energy released 207 you have 0.0128 as it is into 207.725. That is equal to 2.66 into 10 to the power, right, it is 26 electron volt of energy. 2.66 into 10 to the power 26 electron volt of energy. And if you want to convert it into joules, you know, if the energy is in joules, divided by 1.602 in 10 to the power minus 19, that gives energy in electron volt. If the energy is in electron volt, multiplied by 1.602 in 10 to the power minus 19, that gives the energy in joules. So what I can do now, shall I rub this? Yeah, I will rub it. Therefore, energy in joules is given by, is equal to 2.66 into 10 to the power 26 electron volt into 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19, so many joules. That is equal to into 1.602 4.262 into 10 to the power 26 minus 19 minus 7, right? Sorry, plus 7 joules. Let me check the answer once. I have a doubt. Yeah, it's exactly correct. 4.262 into 10 to the power 7 joules. Yeah, 4.256 I got, but there may be a small difference. This is the answer in joules. So you should have an idea, and you should have a just flow chart. What you have to do? See, you are given mass. Find out how many atoms are there. So many fissions will occur. Find out the energy released in one fission. How to do that? Just by calculating the mass of reactants and the mass of product, that difference. Convert it into energy. Then you are ready with the number of fissions. Multiply them. So energy for one fission, then how many fissions can occur? Multiply them, convert it into joules. Process is longer, but actually it is very simple to calculate all these things. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, only that much is involved. Okay, shall we move on to the next problem? So here is the next problem, right? It's a very similar problem. Okay, what does it say? The power reactor of Rajasthan develops 430 megawatt of power. Here you see the total power is given. Last time we were asked to find out the power, right? So that was the last question, right? You have to find out the total energy released, that's all. So here power is given, that means energy per second is given. What is the mass? How much of mass of uranium is burnt per day? That means you have to calculate the mass. Last time mass was given, you were asked to find out the total energy released. Now energy is given, you have to find out the mass. Reverse case, simply reverse. You take the total energy, and that energy makes how many fissions? Because you know what is the energy for one fission. It is given here, right? We will read the problem totally once. The power reactor of Rajasthan develops 430 megawatt of power. So power developed is 430 megawatt of power. That means 430 into 10 to the power 6 watt, right? That is equal to 430 into 10 to the power 6 joules in 1 second, right? Joule per second is the power. Every second needs 430 joules of energy. 430 into 10 to the power 6 joules of energy is needed every second, or produced every second in the power reactor. Okay, so that means to produce this much of energy every second, you need every second so much amount of uranium or whatever the raw material, because so much mass should be burnt, or burnt in the sense must be made to undergo fission every second. Every second so much mass should be lost in the form of fission energy. Okay. Now the question is, assuming that only uranium-235 is involved in the process, because we don't have any mixture or impurities, only uranium-235 is undergoing fission, that leads so much and that gives so much of energy. Assuming so, calculate the mass of uranium burnt per day. Burnt means which is giving energy after losing mass. Fission of one uranium atom releases 200 million electron volt of energy. So the last time in the previous problem we had one challenge of finding out energy per fission also, because they have given all the reaction. We had to need to find out, we found the mass of products, mass of reactants, we got the difference and then converted it into energy. So that is what we did. But this time energy per fission is directly given. So much of work is minimized now. Now what is the question now? Energy per fission is given. That means how many fissions will make this much of energy? You see, 230 million electron volt of energy is released in one fission. Suppose for some reason I need 800 million electron volt of energy. How many fissions I have to depend on? I have to depend on 4 fissions, because one fission produces 200 million electron volt of energy. I need 800 million electron volt of energy, so I have to wait for 4 fissions to occur. Similarly, this much of energy needs how many fissions to occur? If you want to compare it, both should be on the same scale. This is in electron volt, this is in joules. So convert both of them to the same scale, either joules or energy. So now joules or electron volt, I will convert this to joules. Energy released in every fission is equal to 200 million electron volt. That is equal to 200 million into 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19. That is equal to, how much is 200 into 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19? 200 into 1.602 is equal to 320.4. 320.4 into 10 to the power minus 19 plus 6. Again minus 13 joules. Correct? Yeah. This much of energy is released in joules in every fission. But we need this much of joules of energy every second. So let us make everything per second. Till the end we will have everything per second. Then we will convert it into 1 day. How much uranium is needed per day, right? How much of uranium is needed per day somewhere, burnt per day, that is what is needed later. So let us restrict everything to per second. So if you need this much of energy, how many fissions are needed? Because one fission gives only this much of energy. So how to calculate it? Therefore, number of fissions required, needed per second. In 1 second, how many fissions should occur so that you will get this much amount of energy? Because in every second this much amount of energy will be produced. That will not be produced by one fission, it has to be produced by many fissions. How to do that? Divide this. 430 into 10 to the power 6 joules divided by how many, so many joules of energy, how many packets of this energy needed to make this one? 320.4 into 10 to the power minus 13, right? Every packet contains this much of energy, 200 million. That means this much of joules. How many packets are needed to do this one? 430 divided by 320.4 is equal to 1.342. 1.342 into 10 to the power 19 fissions are required, right? Did I write? Did you come to know whatever I have written here? Did you follow? This much of joules of energies are required in 1 second, but one fission gives only this much of energy. So how many fissions you have to depend for? So many fissions. Divide them, right? And last time I gave 800 million electron volt of energy. I have to wait for 4 fissions because each fission gives this much. So divide them. But before dividing, both should be in the same unit. If this is in joules, this should be also in joules. The conversion in joules, it is made already, right? Where did we do that? We converted 430 million electron volt, megawatt, and we have converted 200 million electron volt to joules, and we have found out the number of fissions. So many fissions have to occur in 1 second. If so many fissions occur in 1 second, you get this much of energy per second. But if so many fissions have to occur, then so many atoms must be available in the material. So how many atoms are available? This much itself, that is equal to the number of atoms. This itself is the number of atoms. 1.342 into 10 to the power 19 atoms must be available. If each atom undergoes fission, so many atoms are needed. Those many atoms weigh how much? That is the mass of uranium needed in 1 second. So many atoms weigh how much? If you want to know it, you know that 235 gram. And so how many molecules? This is 1 mole. 1 mole, that means 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of uranium weigh how much? 235 gram. Correct? 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms, that is 1 mole of uranium, 235, weighs 235 gram. What about so many atoms? 1.342 into 10 to the power 19 atoms weigh how much? Hope you are following, right? We have to start from somewhere else and we have to land up somewhere else. But it is a very easy calculation. Only the thing is concentration. You must be very concentrated while solving the problems. You must know what you are doing. So you shouldn't go out of the problem at any moment. So you must know that this is the energy required totally in 1 second. But you need get only this much of energy in 1 second. This much of energy in one fission. But if this has to be compared with this one, you have to convert it into joules. Once you convert it into joules for producing this much of energy, how many fissions are required? If so many fissions have to occur, then that is the number of atoms in the material. And this many atoms make how much mass? Because Avogadro number of atoms weigh 235 gram. What about 1.342 into 10 to the power 19 atoms weigh? So 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms weigh 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms weigh 235 gram. Okay, or we will convert it into SI system to kg. 235 into 10 to the power minus 3 kg. What about 1.342 into 10 to the power 19 atoms weigh? So that is the mass per second. Am I right? In 1 second the mass required is this much. 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms make 235 gram. 1.342 into 10 to the power 19 atoms or fissions make how much gram? That is equal to mass needed per second. 235, we will calculate it. 235 into 1.342. 235 into 1.342 divided by 6.02. That is equal to 52.38. 52.38 into 10 to the power 26. This is minus 26 plus 17. Again minus 7, isn't it? Minus 7, because minus 26 plus 19, it is minus 7 kg. 52.38 into 10 to the power minus 7 kg. I will check it once. 235 into 1.342 divided by 235 into 1.342 divided by 6.02. That is, didn't get that answer. I'll check it once again. 235 into 1.342. Yes, that is equal to 315.37 divided by 6.02. 52.38 into 10 to the power minus 7 kg. This is the mass required in 1 second. I'll rub somewhere. Here. Mass required. Mass of uranium 235 required per second is equal to 52.38 10 to the power minus 7 kg. Mass required per day. How many seconds will come in a day? That's what you have to do. Mass required per day. Mass required per day is equal to 52.38 into 10 to the power minus 7 into how many seconds? 24 hours, 60 minutes, 60 seconds, right, per day. In a day you get so many seconds. This is the mass required per second. 24 hours in a day, and each hour contains 60 minutes and each minute contains 60 seconds. That is equal to 52.38 into 24 hours into 60 minutes into 60 seconds is equal to, this is a very big number, minus 7, I will bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0.452 kg. 453 I can write, 4526, 0.4526 kg, because I get a large number but I have a 10 to the power minus 7. Even after adjusting 10 to the power minus 7, I get that much answer. Let me check the answer. Which problem I have given? Calculate the energy. 0. Yes, it is correct. This is the mass required per day. So this much of mass gives so much of energy and per second, right? Okay. So that is the way in which you have to solve. So simply addition and subtraction, multiplication, that itself is taking part in the problem. But you must know what you are doing. Why should we add it, and how to use the Avogadro number, and how to take the 1 mole of the that fission material and all. So if I take up one more problem, it becomes, and the time won't be enough for me. We will take up one more problem later. So for the time being I will stop and take some homeworks and do that. I will give you some homeworks and do that, because this is a very much asked problem in the exam. So better you work it out, and no toughness is involved in this. Simply you should keep on working out. Just some data and adding, subtracting, division, that's all. Hope you will do that. So hope you are doing well, and we will come up with few more problems, and then a small part of radioactivity. Once we finish it, we will go to the entrance exam questions also. Radioactivity entrance exam questions are very much interesting. You can do it yourself and with some sort of techniques, that's all. So we will meet in the next class with a few more things. Thanks for watching my class. Keep watching the classes, don't waste the time. Hope you will read well, and when the classes start you will be ready with all the weapons, right? Thank you.